Rao joins us. Let's connect with him and let's take our conversation forward. Santosh, there is so much of confusion, and I hate to use the word chaos on the tariff front once again, but markets are steady. With this yes, no, I don't know, markets in an ideal setup should have got nervous by now. I mean, the bulls should have thrown in the towel. But despite that chaos and lack of clarity, markets touch wood, they're firm like a rock.
Absolutely. Great to be here. Nice to see you. The market discounts the future. Market looks ahead. And what they're seeing is that the second half is going to have some tailwind. You're going to get interest rate cuts. You're going to have Trump's some pro-growth policies there. He's going to have some liquidity in there, a lot of tax cuts in there. So general feeling that the second half is going to be much better. Economy is holding up well here. The data is good. Unemployment claims are still reasonably flat to down, and inflation is coming down. The stage is set for the Fed to act, not in the immediate meeting, but in September and probably one later on, two this year. I've been in that camp all along, all this year. But overall, I think the sense is that with all this tariff confusion, I think the market has absorbed it. They think it can take it. The market can take a slight bump here and there. Let's see where it falls. 50%, 40%, that seems very erratic, but I hope there is a method to this. And now he's expanded that to political tariffs as well. It was economic so far, it's political now. So yes, it's confusion. At the end of the day, he's pragmatic. He's very populist president, and he wants things to work out. So he has an eye on the economy. He will make it work. But at this point, he doesn't have an off ramp. He has spoken so highly of getting everybody on the table, but things are not moving as fast as he wants. So he's been a little erratic in what he's saying. But at the end of the day, I think there will be some kind of a consensus because it's in the best interest. U.S. growth needs to stay steady, and there is a fear in some corners that U.S. growth may be affected if things stay unstable and uncertain in the future.
No, well, indeed, that's an interesting take, Mr. Rao. But what's your overall sense when it comes to the dollar move as well? Because of late, with respect to the tariff announcements, no significant move over there. And we have also comments coming in from President Donald Trump, where he's on the one side threatening the BRICS nations of a 10% tariff, and the other side he's saying that the dollar is still a king. What's your overall sense that from these levels, where is the dollar headed, given so much at play and the tariff implications on the US economy as well?
Yeah, I think that's a good question, and that's a question that was put to the Treasury Secretary as well. And he said he made his money in the currency markets, and he's not worried about it. He said the currencies go up and down. It's on a relative basis. I think the European basket is going up, so on a relative basis, dollar is coming down. But his concern is that it's not to worry. That's not a major factor. Dollar will come back up. It was high. It had gone up pretty high for some time, and it has come down. So it's a very cyclical, it goes up and down, but there is no fundamental corrosion of US economy or any of that sort. So the fundamentals are okay. It'll go back up. I think as we get more clarity as in terms of where the interest rates are going, how many cuts and all that. But at this point, I think slowly the market is getting comfortable with that. I think around this point 97, 98, it helps. It helps some of the US markets, but they don't want US companies, but they don't want the dollar to really go down and really fall down. I mean, that's taken as a slight on the dollar and the dollar dominance. But I don't think it'll go that far much. That lower, it won't go much lower than here, rather. That's what I wanted to say. And you'll see that it'll back up. And because the fundamentals are still good, it's only this Trump little bit of uncertainty and the confusion that's really playing into the companies holding back, pulling forward demand and this and that. All that is going on. Very technical reasons going on. But in the end, I think things will settle down if they know where things are going finally.
That's the view on the dollar index. You don't expect it to fall further from here. Hi Santosh, morning. This is Nehi also joining in the conversation. I want to get your sense on gold, because this time about a month or so ago, the entire chatter on the street was about the upswing that we've seen in gold. Right now, the tariff uncertainty is not that, the clarity is not that much higher compared to what it was 1 month ago. But still, you have this reversal we're seeing wherein gold is almost at a 1 week low right now, and you have equities that are surging. What does this tell you about investor sentiment right now and the belief in the market, given that we have so much uncertainty?
Well, I think the risk-on sentiment is back. You see the Bitcoin up, the equity market up, the yields down. Yields up rather. People moving to the equity market. So all that is good, and gold is coming down. Gold has always been a safe haven category asset class. So I think that's another sign that it's a function of people getting comfortable with the market, and you saw all the financial houses raise their year-end targets. So I think, and there was a lot of FOMO going on as well. There was a lot of big funds, big money managers who were not in the market. Now they're catching up. They need to come on there. And when the market hits, when the indexes hit all-time highs, they're going to get questioned as to why aren't you in the market. So I think all that's going to go on. There's a catch-up performance going on with all these big funds out there. So you're going to see a lot of that as well. So that's going to add to the tailwind, the little bit of FOMO, rate cuts ahead, and pro-growth policies ahead. The second half is supposed to be good tailwinds there. So I think that's where things are going, and the market is seeing that. And the people who are out of there, they want to get in. And it was a reluctant bull market so far. People didn't want, they suspected everything, but right now they're saying maybe things are clear and we can get in at this point, because Trump at the end of the day will come to some kind of a reasonable position in terms of his tariffs.
Okay. All right, Santosh, appreciate your time. Glad you could join us with your thoughts, and thank you for your time. I'm just